According to the National Geographic, at last count, more than 93,000 fires were alight in the Brazilian Amazon, up more than 60% from the same time last year and the highest number since 2010. Although all the blame does not fall on Brazil, many other countries are involved. A main factor that contributes to deforestation is the practice of illegal logging by other countries in the Amazon. According to the Rainforest Foundation, 80% of Peru's timbers come from illegal logging. Other rainforest countries' illegal exports are also not far behind. This brings in the factors of other countries' major role in the deforestation. The illegal logging industry makes trillions of dollars a year, but takes trillions of dollars a year out of the environment through the loss of biodiversity. The loggers are aware of what they are doing based off of Harold Jones' interview, who is now 75 years old and pictured above. But in his younger days, his occupation was logging. Although he did his job legally, he speaks on the topic and says, "The only money I've ever made is cutting down trees." Jones now has planted over 125 acres, according to his interview in the New York Times, to help rebuild what he took down. Another factor leading to the deforestation is cattle ranching. As you can see in the graph above, billions of dollars of beef are exported to different countries. The graph states that $6.2 billion worth of beef was exported in 2017. There has been a climb in the market for beef in China. From 2010 to 2017, beef exports climbed 25% to 1.5 million tons. Brazil cannot keep up with the demand of beef that Asia is placing on them, so they keep clearing more land in order to raise enough cattle to supply the high demand. China has an increasing demand for beef. Since 2014, beef consumption has outstripped domestic production. Brazil simply can't keep up with this high of a demand of beef. In order for any rehabilitation of the rainforest to occur, China, along with many other countries, will need to lower beef consumption or find an alternative way to get beef. Another main factor in the rainforest decline is China and the United States tariff war. In 2018, the United States placed a tariff on China of 25%, which would cost around $250 billion US. Because of this tariff placed on China, China decided to put one on the United States, which would cost around $110 billion. This tariff directly affects soybean trade, which is used to feed animals. China's main other supplier of soybeans is Brazil. As of 2016, Brazil supplied almost half of China's soybean imports, and it has the infrastructure and land area to rapidly increase production. We estimate that the area dedicated to soybean production in Brazil could increase by up to 39% to 13 million hectares, says Fuse. China now gets majority of beans from Brazil instead of the U.S. because of the high tariff. With China's high demand, Brazil has to clear more land to be able to supply China, since they are now supplying majority of the beans instead of the United States. Later in Fuse's article, they suggest that China could start producing their own soybeans, but that is virtually impossible because it would require fertile land the size of Greece. The forest is in dire need of help, and one thing the U.S. could do to help is amend the Lacey Act. The Lacey Act was created in 1990, which banned the trafficking of wildlife. In 2008, the act banned trafficking of plant and plant products. Congress suggests that in the Lacey Act we also prohibit the trade of beef from illegally deforested areas, says Murphy and Schatz. One way to help the Amazon is to look for these two labels on all your goods. The label means the product you buy comes from a forest that is reasonably managed. Trees in these forests are grown and harvested according to a robust set of guidelines that ultimately benefit the environment and economy. The first step to help things change are big countries need to accept the role they play and find a different place to get their goods from, or else the Amazon is going to disappear right in front of our eyes.